Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back for another Slim Sports interview. And as always, I'm your host, Jay Slim. And joining me today is a 6 foot point guard that plays like he's 7 feet tall, does not care who he's going against. He's going to take it to the rim, knock down some shots, and he's going to laugh at you while he does it because he's one of the best point guards in the country. I will put my stamp of approval on it. I'm talking about Rhyjon Blackwell. What's going on, man?
Bro, I appreciate you having me, bro. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Excited to have you on. Last time I had you on, you were getting ready to go play for McNeese, the Cowboys. Ended up getting injured and redshirting that season at Division One level. Made your way over to USC Aiken, and you have found nothing but success. You got win after win, championship after championship, just like you did during your JUCO days. And I want viewers, people that are watching this, to really get to understand what you've been able to do since joining USC Aiken in a quick segment that I like to call Rewind and Recap. Just going to
Okay.
rewind the clock back to your senior year when you guys ended up making it to the national tournament in 2024. Fast forward a year later, you guys made it again, back-to-back national tournaments with USC Aiken,
hmm
back-to-back years, absolutely incredible. And then this past year, you guys ended up winning the Peach Belt Conference tournament. You got to hold up a trophy, add another trophy to your resume, championship ring. And in the NCAA tournament this year, you guys ended up beating Catawba in the first round to go on and play Lenore Ryan in the second round. So you not only got to make it to the tournament, but you got to put a win on the record books for USC Aiken. And then once all was said and done, you decided, you know what, it's time for me to go back to the Division One level, show them what I can do again. And you transferred over to Marist to play for the Red Wolves next season. So absolutely incredible what you've been able to do. And I remember seeing you back in JUCO where we were both at Florida Southwestern, obviously a very high level culture there, winning mentality where they win championships every year as well. And you ended up going to Aiken this, the past 2 years where they have a reputation of success as well. So how would you say your history of winning and their history of winning really blended together early on to where you guys could find so much success together?
I think it was honestly like a perfect marriage, bro. Coach V, he runs a great program at Aiken. He has a track record of winning. He has 3 championships in a row. That's not by accident. What I'm saying? That's just the culture that they built over there. And that was honestly the main reason why I decided to go there because I want to be in a winning environment. Your environment is very important. Um, you copy the habits and the behaviors of your environment, and that's something I wanted to be a part of. Because I love to win. Like, who doesn't love to win? But it's not easy all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy, but I'm not with the easy route. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with going easy, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, just going there, them embracing me, taking me with open arms, coming into a leadership role this past season, man. It's been real great. It was a great journey. I loved Aiken. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, and you took a huge step up, especially on the offensive side of the court. You averaged 13.3 points per game this past season, 3 rebounds, shot over 37% from beyond the arc. I know you've always had that 3 point shot in your bag. My cousins still talk to this day about the 8 threes that you knocked down in a single game for FSW, by the way. I actually talked to them a couple weeks ago and they mentioned that. So I mean, you've had some incredible performances, 25 points and 6 rebounds versus Claflin, 27 points with 7 rebounds against GCSU. And then against Lenore Ryan in the national tournament, you put up 22 points with 5 assists in that game as well. So it seemed like you were able to really take another step up in year two with Aiken. Talk to me real quick about what went into that jump. Would you say that the coaching staff was able to fit their style of play more towards you, or were you just so adapted to how they ran things that it came more naturally to you?
I feel like I was adapted to them, but that's just how they play. They want to play fast. I feel like that's the system that I strive in. Playing fast, pushing off makes and misses. Getting the ball down, quick shots. Like that's just something that I feel like I suit best. You know what I'm saying? And coach was just like, "Yo, man, like I see you in the gym, shoot the ball." Like he would get mad if we would turn down open shots. Like, so playing for a coach like that, like he wants you to be aggressive, not just shooting, but getting downhill as well. You know what I'm saying? Like we would go in there, get vitamin shots up, almost every other day. Where he will practice. He would make game situations for us to like, practice during practice, stuff like that. Um, he was like, shoot the ball, shoot the ball. You can shoot, shoot the ball. I need you to shoot. So, my teammates set me up really well. So, that's really went into it for real.
Yeah, and you guys as a team started the season off strong with a four-game win streak and just took off from there, especially in conference action. You guys were obviously the conference tournament champions, highest seed going into that tournament, and just absolutely dominated everybody left and right that you went against. What made this team so successful? We've mentioned the winning culture and the mentality, the coaching staff, how they have that winning background just like yourself. What was it about this team overall to where you guys were able to come together so quickly and just dominate game after game?
Well, we were together on and off the court, so I feel like our relationships off the court really helped us on the court. We trusted each other. We was in the gym with each other after practice, working out, getting up shots. I feel like us being together really resulted us in getting two championships for last year and this year.
Yeah, you guys did a phenomenal job. And you yourself, you mentioned how your coach kept telling you to shoot. You
Yeah.
knocked down a whole lot of threes this season, also took it to the rim whenever you wanted to. Crazy athleticism for a 6 foot point guard, by the way. The up and unders that you had every single game, absolutely amazing. We're going to show some of them off in a segment that I like to call Make That Play. Because
Okay.
I went through your highlights and man, you had so many of them that it was hard for me to pick just my top three for this segment. But obviously, I'm just the guy that's the spectator in the stands, doing the stats, looking at what you do on the court. You're the guy actually doing what you do best. So, what would you say was your top play from this past season?
Oh man. My top play from this past season. Uh, I'll probably say at Augusta. That was a big game. Came off the screen, did tween behind, sidestep three, pulled it. Yeah, that was probably my best play offensively this year.
Is
Yeah.
that the one that you got fouled on for the 4 point play?
Nah, it wasn't that one. That one I came off the screen. Nah, that was a different one. That was the same game though, but that was a different shot. Yeah.
Okay, well, you can already tell which one's number one for me because that Augusta game, that 3 pointer where you got fouled on, you did not care where the defender was. Your guy hit the screen. You had one defender to your left, one defender to your right, and the guy ended up getting through the screen and fouled you after you got the shot off, and
Yeah.
you sunk in the three, got a chance for a 4 point play there. So that was just absolutely incredible to gain momentum for your team. And number two. I have a long range triple against Lander where you had another 4 point play opportunity
I had
where,
a couple of those this year, man.
oh yeah,
I had a couple.
no wonder your coach was telling you to shoot because you could make them even when you were getting fouled. So two there, and then number three going against Georgia Southwestern on the road in enemy territory. Ended up driving right down the lane, did not care who you were going at. And
Oh,
you had a double team coming in. Both of the guys fouled you. How the ref missed the foul call, I will never understand that. But up and under, just kind of looked like you were going for a windmill and
yeah.
used to get it up in for a basket. So it should have been an and one there also, but the ref missed that call. I will Slim Sports will confirm that. But you were able to really make a huge impact this season. What part of your game would you say really grew overall, though? Because you and I both know you've been knocking down threes since your JUCO days, your high school days, as far back as we can remember. What part of your game did you notice really took a step up this past season to where you were on the court and you're like, okay, I can do this at a high level now?
Probably my mid-range game. I kind of went away for that. I was really, getting to my mid-range game in prep school a lot. But coming back into Aiken, like I stepped it. I just went back to it, my mid-range game, for sure.
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
hit a lot of mid-range shots this past season, and that's why you were able to take smart shots.
Yeah.
And that mid-range, obviously, people don't realize that mid-range translates to the three. You know that very well. If you get a couple of those to go, you're more likely to make some threes. And obviously, you were able to do both this past season for a team that went 24-9 overall, 13-5 in Peach Belt Conference action, ended up making it to the NCAA tournament back-to-back years and you guys defeated Catawba in the NCAA tournament, beat USC Buford in the Peach Belt Tournament Championship 92-76, and
Hmm.
had a very big win over North Georgia in the semifinals. in overtime, 92-88. So you guys found ways to stay strong, have that grit about you guys. What went into that run in the conference tournament specifically to where you guys were able to, in all honesty, dominate throughout that tournament? The only close game was that North Georgia game because you blew out Flagler and USC Buford by double digits. What
Hmm.
was your mentality going in, and how did you guys execute to get that championship?
Well, we didn't get the regular season, so we were kind of bummed about that because we got it last year. But it was all or nothing. Like we had a couple seniors, my boy Jay. It was his last year, so it was like we all collectively came together. It was like, yo, bro, like this is it. Like we lose, we going home. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't trying to go home. We need a championship. Like we gotta, unfortunately we want to go even further, but we was like, this is it. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, some of my friends, they done after this year, so we just want to get it done. We want to leave with something. We had to get a championship. So that was it, just taking it a day at a time. Like we knew our overall goal was to get, championship, but we focused on winning our days. If we knew like if we win our day, if we win the shoot around, we win our practice, we win our preparations, we win the scouting report, that's going to ultimately help us win the game so that we take that same approach to the next game and to the next game and to the next game and then result in the championship. So yeah.
And it helped you guys get to the NCAA tournament once again and got a win in the NCAA tournament over Catawba, like I keep mentioning. The year before, your first year with them, you guys made it to the tournament, but got bounced in the first round. Now you guys were able to come in, get a win for the record books for USC Aiken, and made it to the second round where you guys played Lenore Ryan and you had another 20 ball against the Bears. So, what would you say was the game plan going into the national tournament as opposed to the conference tournament? Was it pretty much the same
Pretty
win
much
the
the
day?
same thing. Same mindset, one day at a time, one game at a time, just really locking in on the present moment. Because if you look too far in the future, you get lost. You look too far in the past, you miss what's right in front of you. So just locking in on a day by day mentality for real.
What was that experience like for you? What was your reaction after winning that first round game, and how did you really elevate your play in that Lenore Ryan game to where you did whatever you could to try to help your team?
Oh man, I got an ice tub, bro. I got an ice tub, bro. My leg was beat. But I mean, I didn't put too much on it. We celebrated in the locker room a little bit because we knew the next day we had to come right and play. So we was happy that we got the win. We didn't really like, it was like acknowledging that, we took a step in the right direction, So um that was it, just got the win, cool. You know what I'm saying? Kumbaya a little bit, and then next day we got right to it again. So yeah.
Yeah, and now you're again ready to go back to the Division One level. Signed with Marist, had a couple of Division One teams that reached out to you, said, "Hey, we want you to come be a part of our program." Chose the Red Wolves specifically. What was it about them that made you want to go be a part of their program to wrap up your collegiate career?
Coach Dunn, man, he's a hell of a guy, man. The vibe when I got there, it was just like, yo, this is home immediately. You know what I'm saying? It's close to home. It's the first time being back home since high school. I've been in, prep school, JUCO, McNeese, Aiken, so I'm coming back home. My family could come see me. And it's a winning culture. It's a winning environment. They was third in the MAC, they just right there every single year. It's just, I feel like we just couple things we need to do this year to help us get us over the hump this year. So it's another winning program. You know, that was the main reason right there. Coach Dunn, and it's a winning environment. So yeah, maybe it's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. Definitely can't wait to see all the wins that you guys get next season. I've been able to see your collegiate career since day one back at FSW, where you've been underrated throughout most of your career. People look at you and they say, "Oh, he's undersized. He
Right.
doesn't have enough experience." And time again, you've proven them wrong. And that's why I'm so happy to have you back on for an interview because it's been a while and that's my
Yeah.
bad. I should have reached out
Yeah.
sooner.
No, you
But
should.
it's absolutely incredible what you've been able to do. And I always try to find ways to get guys like yourself on this podcast. And that's why I have this segment that I like to call Who's Up Next, where you can actually give me some recommendations, people to reach out to, have on the podcast to get their story out there a little bit more as well. Two rules though. First of which, whoever you recommend, got to help me get them on, got to help me reach out, which you do already, and I appreciate that. And number two, I do need at least one person that was not a teammate this past season.
Mm, that wasn't a teammate. Ooh, that wasn't a teammate this past season. Okay, but they could be a previous teammate.
Yeah, that works totally fine as well.
Previous teammate. All right. Um, I'll say my boy Tay Solomon. He at Asheville. UNC Asheville. Forward. Nice.
There we go. All right. And that's the one that's not a teammate. If you want to give some other non-teammates or current teammates from Aiken or upcoming at Marist, you can give those
Okay.
as well.
Um, Another one. I say Tay. Actually, I played with Tay at Combine. Um, Previous teammate. Another person. Who can I think of? Um, I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna probably shoot you a text or something. So you know what I'm saying, the roll it. But Tay was the first person that came to my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. Trust me, this segment gets the brain rolling. People are always trying to think because obviously you know a lot of dogs. Obviously, you, Terry, Omar, all coming from New York. I know firsthand you guys are some ballers. If they're
Yeah,
coming from that
yeah,
New York area, I gotta get them on. And they'll
yeah,
that guy right there, I know he's going to be great. That's a great name for who's up next. And now we got to talk about what's next for yourself. Obviously, going to Marist to continue your college career at the Division I level once again. What are you really doing to attack this off season to improve your game and go into next season to lead Marist to another national championship and get yourself some all conference honors?
for sure. Mainly this offseason gets getting downhill a little bit more, playing through the contact, playing through the bumps, getting to the line a little bit more. I feel like I could help my team out this year a little bit more. I figured it out a little late in the season. But because I can already shoot the three ball, that's something I want to keep. My defense is good. So those things I want to upkeep, but being more intentional, getting to the paint, getting to the line a little bit more, I feel like that would help elevate my game a lot more for sure.
There you go, man. Definitely can't wait to see what you do. You already know I'm going to be tuned into the games all season long, supporting Rhyjon Blackwell as you go off and get some all conference honors because you got snubbed this past year. I'm going to say
Yeah.
that you should have been all selection. We proving people wrong next year. I know you're going to do your
No
thing,
doubt.
knock down a whole lot of threes, and you're going to get that poster dunk
No
at
doubt.
6 foot tall. I cannot wait to see that because I know you promised me that. So
I
thank
got
you
you.
so much for taking time out of your day to hop on this podcast once again, man. Guys like yourself that have been there since the beginning, you're the reason that this is elevated to where it's been, to where I'm able to get NBA and NFL guys on. And it's all thanks to guys like you. So thank you so much, man.
No doubt. Appreciate you having me, bro.